Number 71. Using the dissociation constant, which is Kd, and in this case it's 1 times 10 to the negative 44th, calculate the equilibrium concentrations of Fe3 plus and CN minus in a 0.333 molar solution of FeCN6 3 minus. Okie dokie. So, a couple of things. If we are given a dissociation constant, which is Kd, we know that we are dealing with complex ions. So anytime that you see Kd information, we're dealing with the complex ion. And what a complex ion is generally it's when a metal ion comes together with a nonmetal polyatomic ion and they form one single charge. That's this right here. I have a metal coming together with that polyatomic, and the combination of them has a single charge now, and that's what makes it an ion. So it's complex, because it's got this metal and this polyatomic together, but it's an ion. So that's this guy. Dissociation constant, remember, to dissociate means to break down. So when we're given a Kd, that means that this complex ion has got to break down. And it's a good thing for this question because they told us what it's going to break down into, Fe3 plus and CN minus. We just have to write that equation. So when the complex ion breaks down, you start with the complex ion and you break it down into its two ions. So let's go for it. Fe, CN, 6, and that's a 3 minus. It's a charge, which means that it's aqueous. And this dissociates, breaks down into the two charges. So we have Fe3 plus, that's also a charge, so that's aqueous. And CN minus, that's a charge, so that's aqueous. Just make sure that it's balanced. There's 6 cyanides, 6 CNs, so I do have to put a 6 in front of here, but now I see that it's balanced. Okay. Now, the next step is to go back and see what other numbers they gave us. Well, we want to find those equilibrium concentrations, but they only gave us a 0.333 molar solution of the complex ion. This is not at equilibrium, right? This is what we initially started with. So this is an initial concentration. And whenever they give us an initial concentration, you got it. We got to do the ice table. So they're coming back. So let's ice it out. Let's just draw the line. That's pretty good. Maybe I'll bring this down a little bit. That's good. And then we'll say ICE. Okay. So I stands for initial. The only thing that they told us was that we're starting off with 0.333 molarity of the complex ion. So that's over here, 0.333. They did not state that we had any Fe3 plus or CN minus, so 0 and 0. C stands for change. Remember, if you start off with nothing, you could only go up from there. So this would have to be the plus side, and this would have to be the minus side. Now we're just plussing and minusing by x, because we don't know what the change is. And it goes with the mole ratios. So there was only one complex ion, so this would be minus 1x, or just minus x. One Fe3 plus, so plus 1x or plus x. But now, since we have a 6 in front of the cyanide ion, you have to say plus 6x. That has to match. And now equilibrium, we're just bringing it all together. So this would be 0.333 minus x. This is just x, and this is just 6x. These are the values that we're going to be plugging into our K expression. And in this case, it's the Kd. So let's just pull this over to the side. Oh boy, what didn't come? Let's see. Hopefully I got everything this time. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to move this over here. And now I'm going to write my equation for Kd. And just like any K value, it's the concentration of the products over the reactants raised to the coefficients. So we have two products on this one, and one reactant, which is the complex ion. So we have Fe3 plus times by the CN minus. Now just know, you're raising that to the 6th. So the cyanide has to be raised to the 6th. And this is over the complex ion FeCN 6 3 minus. Okay, let's start plugging in some numbers. KD is going to be the 1 times 10 to the negative 44th. The Fe3 plus is x. The CN minus is 6x. And this is the complex ion is 0.333 minus x. Now, whenever you see that you have a number minus x, that means that we're probably going to have to do the quadratic equation. We want to assume before we try to, do the actual math. So what we're going to say is since the KD is such a small number, 10 to the negative 44th, that means that at equilibrium, you should have mostly reactants. But you say to yourself, well, if I started with all reactants and I'm ending with mostly reactants, this number is probably going to be so close to 0.333. This drop is going to be so insignificant that we're probably not even going to see it. So we can just say that this minus x is negligible. And I'm going to do the math without doing it. Then we do the 5% rule just to see if we assumed correctly. And then we go on our merry way to see if we can, keep the x value. But now let's just plug in stuff. So 1 times 10 to the negative 44th. This equals, we have the 2 on the top, the 1 on the bottom. So we have x times 6x to the 6th times 0.333. Let's worry about this 6x to the 6th, right? 6x to the 6th just means that you have 6 x's all times together. So if I want to just really write it out, it would be 6x times 6x times 6x times 6x, that's 4 of them, times 6x times 6x. Did I go overboard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. So basically, you multiply all of your 6's together. This is, in essence, 6 to the 6th. So 6 to the 6th, or 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6, so you kind of get it, is 46,656. That got real fast. You pick up as many x's as you have 6 x's, so this is the same as 46,656 x to the 6th. So that's what I'm going to write down over here now. I'm going to say that this is 46,656 x to the 6th. Now I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to take this number and times it by this. And then I'm just going to group together this other x value with my huge number. So let's see. We get 1 times 10 to the negative 44th times 0.333. I get 333, or 3.33, times 10 to the negative 45. And this equals 46,656 x to the 7th, because we picked up that one more additional x. So just solve for x. We're going to divide by the 46,656. 46,656. So that cancels this out. So we have just x to the 7th for now. This divided by 46,656. I get a huge decimal. So, well, a long decimal. It's really a small number. 7.137. 3. I guess we'll say 3.5. That should be good enough. Times 10 to the negative 50. Okay. Now, this is being raised to the 7th. So technically what I would have to do is I would just have to do the 7th root on both sides. However, I have no idea how to do that on the calculator, so I just know another way. I can raise this to the opposite, the inverse value. Instead of raising it to the 7 over 1, I could raise this to the 1 over 7. And 7 times 1 over 7 cancels out. And that's why you're just left with x. So whatever I do on that side, I have to do on this side. So I'm just going to raise this to the 1/7. And now we'll just be left with x equals whatever. So 7.13735 times 10 to the negative 50th raised to the 1/7. Yep. And we get 9.53. If we're rounding to 3 sig figs, 9.53 times 10 to the -8th. Now, before we lock in this answer, we have to do the 5% rule. Does this check out? Well, we just take the number that we found out. I mean, it's a really, really small number. Divided by the initial, so 0.333, and times up by 100. If this answer is 5 or less, we are good to go. So I'm just going to take this divided by 0.333 times 100. And yeah, I mean, we don't even get 1%. So we are well good. We assumed correctly. This checks off. We can add the molarity at the end here. And I'm just going to bring this over. And that is our X value. But did we answer the question? They want us to calculate the equilibrium concentrations of the iron and the cyanide. So I have to go back to my equilibrium values. It was stated that Fe3+, that was just X. So that's the X that I found out, 9.53 times 10 to the -8th molarity. But now for the cyanide, the CN- concentration, that was 6X. So I just have to plug in my X value, the 9.53 times 10 to the -8th, and just times it by 6. And that would be the cyanide concentration. So 9.53 times 10 to the -8th times 6, and I get 5.72 if I round it to 2 sig figs, times 10 to the -7th, and that is molarity. And there are your 2 answers. There we go. Okay. It wasn't even that better. Whatever. Okay. So here's your 2 answers. And now the problem is done. Whoop, whoop. So, I mean, going back to ice tables for these, not too bad. Just a little bit harder math, but I know you guys got this. I will talk to you all in later lessons. If you want to help us out, please press the subscribe button. Thank you so much for that. And I look forward to helping you with more problems. Okay. Bye-bye.